everyone. One of the most common topics that we see discussed these days is artificial intelligence. There's a lot of talk about machine learning, data science, and AI doing the rounds. And the second most common topic I guess is what is all this fuss about AI? A lot of you must have been recipients of that question or must have asked that yourself. Is that really something that is relevant, something that we must sit up and take a look at, or is it just hype? I thought that's a good topic to discuss, so let's see how quickly and easily we can figure this out. So here's the story thus far. The IT industry has been through a lot of technological advancements in the last couple of decades, moving from the PC era to the internet era, the mobile era, and now as we have it, the AI era or the artificial intelligence era. AI at a very high level is just a set of techniques that machines use to mimic human behavior. If you're as old as me and if you're from a Microsoft background, if you used Word documents, you'd probably be familiar with Clippy, which used to be an office assistant. Be very interesting to see Clippy provide recommendations and advice as you typed out your Word documents. Not a very successful career, maybe an idea that was far ahead of its time. But nonetheless, these days you have far more advanced versions of AI, especially with the advancements in machine learning and deep learning. Again, just to say that these terms, though, are interchangeably used, it's not exactly the same. Machine learning, as you can see, is a subset of artificial intelligence, and deep learning is just one of those ML techniques. Again, the nuances of which we will not get into details today, but to invite your attention to the timeline below. Looks like the earliest forms of AI have been around since the 1950s and 60s. So then, very valid question. What is all the fuss about AI right now? To answer that question, we need to answer another question, which is how is AI programming different? There's so many ways you can answer that. That's probably the most easiest way is consider it as teaching machines and not instructing machines. For example, if I have to teach my daughter who's a preschooler what a cat is and what a cat is not, like I would show her maybe one or two pictures of cats and she would be able to identify and maybe even distinguish between them. So think about that in the concept of machines. Think about the kind of things that we would need to teach machines and what machines would need to learn from us. First off, they would need data, and that's like a lot of data, which is obviously not prevalent during those times. We would need advanced computing power, which again was not prevalent during those times. And most of all, we would need advanced statistical models and powerful computing algorithms, all of which was not available or existing during those times, which led to what was for a long time what researchers call AI winter. And so what really enabled us to come out of that period of AI winter was breakthroughs in these spaces, specifically around three areas. One, big data, that the ability to store data, harness its process data. Secondly, around cloud computing, with the advancements around cloud and a lot of cloud providers these days, and mostly around powerful algorithms. Enterprises like Microsoft has been at the forefront of even democratizing AI services and making it available to the community so that we can make use of those cloud models and we can make use of the big data and build and just consume powerful algorithms to build what is called now a new breed of applications called intelligent applications. Nothing but applications that can see, that can hear, that can speak, that can understand human language very naturally and can make decisions because it's based out of knowledge. So this is how machines are now able to mimic our human capabilities and act intelligent like us because of the proliferation, all the proliferation of AI is now backed upon by advancements in those three areas as we saw: big data, cloud computing, and powerful algorithms. I guess that explains the evolution of AI. I hope you found that useful. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.